Happy New Year's, everyone. 2026 is upon us by the time this podcast come out. I'm making this podcast New Year's Eve, and I want to talk about the whole New Year's, right? The whole new you, new me bullshit. And I'm not saying that making goals and getting ready for the new year is bullshit, but I'm saying when everybody says I'm going to make a New Year's resolution and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that, I'm going to work out, I'm going to improve, and they wait till the first of the year to do it, and then obviously we all know how that goes. If you're willing to change, you're ready to get there, you're ready to be who you are, you do it whenever you need to do it. Whenever you feel obligated to do it is when you do it. You don't wait till the new year. And I'm not saying that waiting to the new year to do certain things is a bad thing. I just can't stand the resolution, the whole New Year's resolution deal, because I've done it plenty of times in the past. And before next year comes, you'd never do it, right? So if you want to work out, wait until the new year's the stupidest shit I've ever heard, because it hasn't. I worked out my whole life and it never lasts. When you decide you want to change and do something, you do it. If you keep making an excuse to push it off till the first of the year, then you're just making an excuse and it's going to keep going and going and going. And I'm not saying some people don't do that and pursue it and it happens throughout the year. I'm saying that most people start something the first of the year, then it withers away because their mindset's not right. They haven't changed the way they thought or the way they think, and they just get back in the same routine. And I do have goals this year, right? For business, we have goals we set for the year. I have some things that I'm restarting at the first of the year. Always restart my book goal for the year. I always try to read so many books a year, so I'll restart that. There's a couple of health things that I'm doing, and not because of the first of the year, just because it happened to fall at the first of the year. But I'm not doing it because of the new year. I didn't start jujitsu January 1st 3 years ago. I started it in April because it's something I wanted to do. Eating healthier, eating cleaner, something that I am starting this year. I did it throughout the year, but I got to really get serious about it now. But it's not a resolution. If I fail, I'm not going to feel bad. I just know I need to do better. So 2026 is coming. A lot of us have had bad years. A lot of us had shitty years. A lot of us had great years. A lot of us has had mediocre years. A lot of us it's just it's just a year, right? And I think when you start focusing on the bad of the year, that's why your years are bad. And I see it every year. Oh, this year was the worst. 2025 was worse. 2024 was the worst. I'll tell you, my worst year was 2022, and I lost my mom, my granddad, my great aunt, and my dog. That was the worst year I've ever had in my life. But there were so many good things in that year too that I can't say it was the worst, that everything about it was bad. Yeah, it was the worst year overall, but there's so many good things, right? 2024, 2025, there's been bad things and good things throughout the year. And look back at the bad things or the failures, and I look at those as a lesson to going into the new year, to not do or to do better, or to not do, or just to turn completely away from. But I'm also look at the good things. Like I wrote in my journal today, and I encourage everybody to write in a journal every morning, every evening, whatever. But even if not, maybe go on the first, second, third of this month of January and write down all the good things that happened to you. Who cares about the bad things? Just instead of focusing on, well, this is the worst year I've ever had, and I can't wait for 2026. That's a mindset. That's a mind shift change that you have to go through, because you don't ever know what's going to happen in the future. You don't know. And to sit there and say that last year or this year was the worst year, 2026 might be the worst year if you look at it that way. If you look at failures, hard times, death, sickness, losing a job as the hard times and not a lesson, not a way to figure out how to get through pain, to get a better job or whatever it is, and you're never going to have a good year. You're always going to be at the end of the year, this year was the worst year. I'm ready for the new year. And I see it all over social media, all over everything. And this was the worst year. It is what it is. You make it what it is. And I'm not saying that I didn't have bad times this year or lessons or bad days. But overall, it's a good year. I'm alive. I'm in it to 2026. God gave me health. He gave me my son. He's gave me the ability to be self-employed for 20-something years now. God's opened my eyes to a lot of things through failure, through hard times. That's what it takes for us to be able to prevail and grow and be stronger and better for the next one that comes. So quit focusing on the bad. Quit saying that 2025 is the worst. Focus on right now. Set your goals for the future. attainable goals, write them down, write specifics for your goals for 2026, and look at them often. See where you're at. You may not hit all your goals, but if you hit 1, 2, or 3, that's better than most people will do. Most people don't even write their goals down. I write my goal down every year, my 6-month, 1 year, and 3 year goals, business and personal. And I write specifics. I don't write down to the T, but I write down specifics. If I want to lose weight, how am I going to do that? If I want to get out of credit card debt, how am I going to do that? What am I going to do? If I want to increase income for my company, what do I got to do? What do I got to spend marketing on? What do we got to cut? What fat do we got to cut? Write your goals down, 3, 6, and 1 year, or 6 months, 1 year, and 3 years. Be specific. Write everything good that happened in your year. Focus on that. Focus on now. Right now, what's in front of you, because tomorrow's not promised. But if you don't have a goal or a dream to shoot for, it's just going to be the worst year again. Quit setting the whole New Year's resolution bullshit and set your goals now. And if another one comes up middle year, set it then. Quit waiting. Don't wait for the right time, because the right time to plant a tree was yesterday. So if you're waiting for the future, you're going to miss it. You're going to be miserable, and you're going to make the same damn excuses you make every year. Everybody could have the best year they want if they put it in their mind, if they change their mind, if they change the way they think, and they set goals, they stay positive, even through the hard times, they find true joy, find God. I say that all the time because He's changed my life more than anything in the world. And my goal this year, and it's not a New Year's resolution, something I've been working on. I found a men's group I go to. Haven't been going as much. I'm going to go more and more. But is to get closer to God, to live for Him and not the world, to read the Bible, to search, to find answers that I have questions or doubts about, to get around the people that are strong and believe in Him, that can help me grow and I can help them grow. That's my biggest goal. I don't even say of the year, but of my life, to serve Him and serve what His purpose is He put me on this earth. And that way, if I concentrate on that, I don't worry about the bad year, the bad things. Yeah, I'll get down. Yeah, I'll get pissed. Yeah, I'll get sad. Yeah, I'll get hurt. But guess what? I'll get through it, and I'll look back and I'll be like, that's a lesson God put in front of me to learn, because I couldn't learn it any other way. But I'm not going to go and say that this is the worst year I ever had. 2022 was the worst year I ever had. But it still was so much good in that year, even after all the loss that I had. So I don't ever want to hear or say that I've had, this is the worst year I've ever had, because there's a bigger, better plan for us in the future, for eternity, if we believe in what I believe. And if you're constantly going through life thinking this is the worst hasn't even came yet. And if you can find that true joy, that positivity, and all that stuff in life, then every year will be a good year, regardless of what happens. So no excuses, no new year, new me bullshit. Get out there and do what it takes. Set your goals, especially business goals. This is the time to set them, or really this past month was. But it's not too late to set business goals. It's not to set personal goals, but just don't do it because it's the new year. Do it because that's what you want to do. That's what you need to do. This is how you have to do to improve your life, to find that peace, that joy, to be a better human, to be a better father, a better leader, a better employee, whatever it is. So get out there, have an awesome 2026. Be positive, love God, love people, stay strong, and remember, change the way you think so you can change your lives. We'll talk to y'all later.